Welcome back to the All About Audiology podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Lilach Saperstein, and this show is all about audiology, but it's really all about you and finding the strength to get really clear on what your intentions are, what you want for yourself, for your child, for their journey with audiology. And I want to start today's episode with a little story. I was at the beach the other day. It's the winter here in Israel as well, but it's kind of like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't get that cold. And so I'm still walking on the beach, walking along the boardwalk, and I see some people in bathing suits going in the water. And I'm thinking to myself, it's way too cold for that. How are they enjoying this experience of going into the ocean at the beach in their bathing suits in the middle of December? So I got close to the water, I put my hands in it, and I felt it. And it was cold. I would not want to be swimming in that water. But once I kind of felt the water lapping up my wrist and on my fingers, I did start to have a sense of, this is actually really refreshing. This is really rejuvenating. There's something delightful about this water at this point in time, where I never would have even wanted to approach the ocean, the beach, if I hadn't seen those other people enjoying themselves. So it brought to mind a lot of things. I'm sure that brings to mind some things for you. And in fact, I'm not going to tell you any more than that, because whatever that meant to you, that little encounter that I had there with the water, I'm wondering how that applies to you and your journey. What do you take away from that? And I was kind of reflecting. I always sort of get reflective at the beach. It's a really special place for me. And we have this nice kind of 20-minute boardwalk or so, 20-minute walk. So I try to do that at least once a week. Very grateful to my friends who come and take me, and they're like, we're going to the beach, you're coming now. Get some of those friends in your life that say to you, we're going on a hike, we're going to the store, I'm coming over and we're making a cup of coffee. I'm just so grateful this year for the friends who have done that particular kind of outreach. It's been a really rough year for many, many, many of us. I am there with you. And at the same time, there are those moments, those sections of connection and strength that we can find, that we have found, which for me have really, really, really been meaningful. And so when someone does that for me, I realize the value of it. And then I think, how do I do that? In what ways can I do that for others? And it starts right here. It starts for myself. How do I take care of myself going into the new year? And one of the things I'm not doing this year, catch this everyone, no resolutions from me. I am focusing a lot on what my intentions are, what my desires are for each day, for the presence. Not so much focus on far off goals, but how do I want to feel? How do I want to show up to the breakfast table? How do I want to be here around bedtime with my kids? And how do I want to show up for you guys in the podcast and in the Connect and Advocate membership group? These are the bigger questions that I'm asking. It's a different reframe. Rather than what do I want to achieve and accomplish and amass and collect and consume, which are all things that are still on my mind. But I'm taking the focus into a new level for myself. How do I want my home to feel? And actually recently I did a bit of a redecorate in my bedroom. And I painted this delightful, deep, it's almost brown, it's almost orange. In some lights it looks yellow. It has a tons of dimension. And when I showed this to a friend that this was the color I chose for my bedroom, she was like, no, you don't do yellow or orange in a bedroom. You need a calming color, like a light blue or a deep purple or gray. You need something that's going to calm you down and bring you into restful mode. And I kind of said to her, actually, I really need a color that's going to get me out of bed. Not a color that's going to make me get into bed, because I'm very good at that. And sleeping for many hours and feeling that some of the goals and things that I want to accomplish are so big with so many tasks. How do I even approach them? Sometimes I get into that mode. And that's been a little bit of the recent experience that I've been noticing is I would like to create a space and create certain habits, certain daily routines that are not because I'm punishing myself for my bad behavior or like saying you have to get out of bed, you have so many things to do, get on with it, but actually coming from a completely different perspective of trying to support myself and support the work that I want to do for me to feel good in it. And looking at the amazing retreat that's coming in January, I just hope that you will join and you'll feel that this is a place that's safe and connected, where we can really come and talk about the issues and the challenges and the fears that you have as a parent or a family member of a deaf or hard of hearing child, and the specific things that you're coming up against. I understand those things. I've been working with families on that for a long time, And from a personal place, I also am a mom, and I would love to work with you and be on that team with you. So I would love to take a moment for us to celebrate what beautiful, beautiful changes you have managed to make in 2021. And again, not numbers. There's all these numbers, like this like quantification of how much money did you make, or how much debt did you pay off, or how many customers did you have, how many steps did you take, how many times were you at the gym, how many hours a day does your child wear their devices, what's their speech recognition score. There's all these numbers in our lives. Don't even get me started on that number that we think about all the time, which is the scale, and our weight, as if there's some important number that's the only right number. Right? There's so much that goes in every aspect of our lives that comes into it with the quantification and trying to put ourselves into these boxes of production, and we have to make more, and we have to do more, and we have to accomplish more. I would like to take a moment to challenge that right here at the eve of the new year. I'm wrapping up 2021 with all of its challenges. What are the things that you have carved your intention into? So think about, what are the ways in which you felt really connected? Who did you feel very connected to this year? If that is a friend, a family member, perhaps your partner, your spouse, your child, think about which relationships you cultivated this year. Which relationships you had the pleasure of being involved in this other person's life and them in yours. That is a completely different question, isn't it? To think of the values of what you really want for your life. And then as a follow-up question, you might think about, what are the items that have brought me to more intention and more joy in my life? And for me, that's one of those little things, is like the painting of my wall. I open my eyes into a different mood, something that is brightening me up. It's kind of a warm yellow. It's a little bit orange, right? And so maybe it's something you've done in your home. Maybe it's a particular piece of jewelry or a dish that you really love to eat from or cook with or drink out of a specific glass. Maybe there's an item that you can kind of anchor into, and this item has been with you, something that you've enjoyed using, that when you use it, it brings you joy. Let's, for 1 minute in this reflection at the end of the year, what's one thing, two things in your house that you love, that you really enjoyed? That's it. That's the question right now. I love the idea of coming at it from there, because then we start to treasure. We treasure it, we appreciate it, and we use it. I'm specifically also thinking about this one jar I really like to drink out of. And I mean, it's just a jar, okay? It used to come like with something else in it. I bought it with, date paste in it. And then I use it now, but it's just the perfect size for my hand. It holds just the right amount of tea. It's just the perfect jar. What should I tell you? I like drinking out of this jar. So when I can find those small moments of joy, those small places where I feel a little bit more connected to the present moment, to who I'm with, to what is around me, and feeling grounded, that is huge, okay? So yes, this is the All About Audiology podcast. We are celebrating 21 episodes this year and coming into the 4th year of the podcast, having an incredible community both on Instagram and on Facebook. If you're not in either of those or connected with me there, please do connect. I'm also on TikTok now. TikTok is a new place to be a little more free and a little more informal with jokes and trends and connecting with people in a different light. So I'm on there as well at All About Audiology. Come and join me there for the fun. And I'm trying to go into this year with a little bit of lightness, like not heavy, the opposite of heavy, right? Just like a little bit freer, kind of shaking my hands out and being there for my life, being there with you guys. And I would love to bring some of that energy into your life too. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for being a supporter of the show, because that is how this happens. Thank you to Matt, my editor this year, and thank you to Marina, my virtual assistant. What a wonderful team I have here at All About Audiology. I am grateful to you from the bottom of my heart that you invite me into your home, into your ears, into your walk, in your car. I got messages from you listening in your car, from some of you, and that really warms my heart. I'm on your commute. Yes, hi. And to really look forward to an incredible year together and enjoy the holiday season. Love one another and love yourself. It's all real. This is what's going on for me. So I will see you in the new year. And please join us for the next Here retreat, which is starting on January 17th. And you can get more information about that at allaboutaudiology.com/retreat. It's going to be very special. If you were at a previous retreat, there is more. So it's not all of the same. I've added and changed some things, so it will be really, really experiential. For those of you who don't know about the retreat, it's all about connecting with your child and learning to advocate for them. Those two goals are really at the forefront in the context of all the audiology stuff that's going on around it, how to prepare for appointments, and how to deal with their devices, but really to the heart of it. How do you communicate with your child? How do you make sure that the goals that you're being given by professionals are in line with the values and the goals and intentions you have for your child and for your family? That's what the retreat is all about. We dive deep into that, and the community, you guys are amazing. The members of the Connect and Advocate membership program, you have brought so much into my life this year, and what a year of growth together. So I will see you soon. Thank you. I'm Dr. Lilach Saperstein. I'm a human. I'm your friend. I'm a mom. I'm honored to be in your world, and I wish you a happy, happy, happy new year. See you soon. Bye.